Yo, what is good, everybody? I'm your boy Jadiro, and this is my how to play Loki guide for Marvel Rivals. Now, as you can see here, the difficulty is 4 stars. I'll explain why that is later, but he's quite easy to play. Now, first things first, let's go over the abilities here. We have Mystical Missile, which is our auto attack. It can heal our allies and damage our enemies. Pretty sweet, pretty simple. Now, let's move down to our ultimate, the God of Mischief. We have one of the best ultimates, if not the best ultimate in the game, next to Jeff, of course. We have the ability to transform into any character in the game of Marvel Rivals. And this is why I think the difficulty rating is so high on Loki, simply because you have to have a lot of knowledge on the game to understand, who am I transforming into when I'm using this ultimate. Next, we have Regeneration Domain. This will cause a small AoE to heal our allies, as well as convert enemy damage into healing. Then we have Doppelganger, one of the coolest abilities in the game. We can create duplicates of ourselves. And yes, these duplicates can deal damage and heal our allies. And with Doppelganger, we can have a multiplicative effect with Regeneration Domain. Next, we have Devious Exchange. We can switch our bodies to a different doppelganger. Now, this is amazing just to simply get out of situations that you don't want to be in. It could also get you to a higher platform if you don't want to be shot so easily, but it could also be a great escape tool if you're being chased. Hopefully, I get to showcase in the gameplay how powerful Devious Exchange can be. Now, moving down, we have Backstab. This is our melee attack, and it does more damage when we're behind our enemies. Now, I don't think this is a significant enough amount of damage to use actively while playing Loki. However, moving on to the next ability, we have Deception. I can see how this can come to play. Deception allows us to cloak ourselves and be out of the enemy field of view. Deception is basically our oh crap button. So when things are getting too hot and we're taking too much aggro, we can simply slip into the shadows and move away. And you can combo this with Backstab, but again, I don't recommend it. Now, as for our passive, we have it activated with Hela. It's the only character in Marvel Rivals that we have a passive team up with. I talked about this in my Thor guide. It's not necessarily the best because it's a very situational passive. Hela basically has to murk the enemy for us to get resurrected. And in some cases, when we get resurrected, we're in the thick of a fight where we're just going to die again anyways. Alright, so that does it for the brief overview with Loki and his abilities. Let's move on to the tips and tricks next. So here we are in practice mode, and I'm going to go over one of the first tips I want to talk about is that Loki's auto attack really has no fall off range when we're attacking. So it doesn't matter how far or how close we are to an enemy, we do the same amount of damage. Now, if you're wondering, well, that's not a whole lot of damage. The real damage comes once we have our doppelgangers down. So let's say we're really far back. We can drop a doppelganger down. We can drop another one, and then we get multiplicative damage because all our doppelgangers are attacking at the same time. Now, the next trick I want to show you guys is you don't necessarily have to aim directly at the enemy. You could actually aim pretty close to the floor and still manage to hit the enemy. And it also applies when we're healing our allies. So to give you a better example of that, we can aim directly at the enemy. As you can see, our clones are helping. But we can also aim close to the enemy, not actually hit them directly and still do damage. However, the accuracy also depends on our clones and their positioning. Now, another quick tip I want to suggest here, although some may disagree, is always have your clones ready to go. If you have your clones up, always try casting them or recasting them, because that's the way you do multiplicative damage. You could also heal a lot better once you have all your clones out. So don't be shy, cast them as soon as they're up every single time. Now, the only time I suggest keeping a clone in your pocket is if you're doing the push the objective mission, not the one where you simply just attack and you have to hold it, but if you're actually moving throughout the map. A good reason to have a clone is you could actually escape and get to higher platforms, or if you're being chased, or let's say your team dies and you couldn't heal them fast enough and you have to run away. It's always good to have one in your pocket to get out of trouble real quick. Now, another strategy with your doppelgangers, and Loki plays heavily around doppelgangers, is you can always have one set up by your enemy and one set up by your teammates. That way, if you need to heal real quick, you have heals, and if you need to do damage real quick, you can do damage real quick. Now, another thing to remember with Loki is you can drop doppelgangers wherever, and there's a lot of shield characters in the game, like Magneto and Doctor Strange. So if you're ever in a situation where they're throwing up their shield and you can't get through it, you could always drop doppelgangers behind those enemies, and you could totally avoid their shield that way. Now, setting up your doppelgangers won't always be so easy, so a great way to set up your doppelgangers is with Deception. So you can become invisible, you can set up wherever you want on the map, and then also set up your doppelgangers while staying cloaked. Pretty sweet. And you can pop out, and you can also switch. Keep it interesting. Perfect. Now, another defensive strategy I like to do with the doppelgangers, outside of saving our own skin, is saving our tank. Typically, when we're just holding down the objective and we need our tank to live, we can drop our doppelgangers around our tank, and then we can do Regeneration Domain. And let me tell you, the healing you get from this is absolutely insane, on top of the fact that the damage that your enemies are doing are being converted to healing too. I know I already mentioned this, guys, but don't be afraid to look where your doppelgangers are and switch your position at a whim. This could be the difference from you healing your team and living, or not healing your team at all and dying. Now, the last tip I want to go over here is simply for the ultimate of Loki. I'll use Iron Man as our first example. Now, what you want to do is transform into any champion that has the auto-delete ultimate. Easy money. Now, not only ultimates like Magneto and Iron Man are awesome, but also ultimates like Spider-Man. You can easily get a quad kill, triple kill with Spider-Man and his ultimate. Punisher is also a great DPS to steal their ultimate from as well. There's no coincidence that he showcased in the ability section of Loki. And I want to give an honorable mention here to Doctor Strange. Now, his ultimate's a little bit different. It's not a one-shot delete, but could you imagine walking up, already having tanks and healers on your team, and then dropping Doctor Strange's ultimate? Awesome. And then being able to throw up his shield for a little bit too. Like, it's incredible. But my number one ultimate that I love stealing is simply Jeff. And I'm sure we all know why. If you've ever fought a Jeff and had this happen to you, you know exactly why you would steal his ultimate. In summary, the best ultimates to steal are the ones that wipe the map. Simply, if you're holding down the objective or pushing the objective, being able to one-shot a whole party is amazing. So that does for all the tips and tricks for Loki. Let's get into some gameplay next. Alright guys, here we go. We're going into a ranked match. I started playing competitive recently, and I'm going to try and give you the play-by-play as I play with Loki to keep you guys in the know. Boom, team up, activated. Let's go. Ooh, we got a Groot. Not a Doctor Strange, but still is strong. It's good to have two tanks, two front lines. Now, one thing you want to remember with Loki is you might feel like you get a little carried away with trying to do damage. Really, the focus is to heal your team. Although you can do a lot of damage, that takes really good positioning. So try and stay back and stay in the cut and heal your team as best as possible. All right, here we go. Oh, we're going to sneak attack here. So I think a good idea for me is to set up my doppelgangers. One in range and one out of range. So I'm just healing Thor. Although it might feel like I gotta get out. Squirrel came out of nowhere. I'm just going to drop my regenerating here. Yeah, just heal Groot. But as you see, as soon as you start taking damage, you only have 250 health. So the first thing you want to do is get out of the way. So there we go. I'm already in trouble. I'm going to try and switch to my... There we go. That worked. That wasn't the one I wanted to do, but it definitely got me out of trouble. I need to heal myself here. Oh, Mantis is on me. I'm in trouble, so I'm going to Deception out of here. Oh, she caught me. Oh, hey, Ella came through, you know, very strong. I'm going to drop my doppelganger to do some extra damage. Seeing as she was so privy to doing damage to me. Oh, she tried to sleep me, but it didn't work. But I need to get back to my team as soon as possible here. But having Hella on the team resurrected me. That was sweet. That was an amazing play. So I want to get up here. I need an out with the doppelganger. Sometimes it's really hard to get. There we go. That's good enough. And then I'm going to drop one really close to me. So if I stay still now, they're gonna have to choose, you know, who do we shoot? Do we shoot... Oh, it looks like Jeff. Oh, Jeff. Looks like Jeff. I'm going to drop my regeneration because it looks like we're taking a lot of heat there, but I need to reposition myself. Remember, you want to be constantly healing your team. Although it feels like you want to go, you know, these guys are out of position, but I got to do what I got to do. Heal our team up. Perfect. Just keep the point locked. Okay, we have one down here. I don't need two down here. I just need one. There we go. Let's keep our team going. Sorry, a little less chatter in this game because I have to really stay focused on my team here. And make sure that we're getting the healing we need. Oh, there's Jeff. Probably hoping for an ultimate. Let's drop our regeneration here. We got, oh, we got Psylocke doing our ults. It's okay, I'm just going to keep healing our team here. Where's Jeff? I just use my deception here because I hear Psylocke, I just can't see her. Again, we don't have to shoot them directly. We can actually just shoot the ground. But there you go, we got the first objective. Alright, here we go, round 2. Let's make our way to the objective. I'm going to go on a hunch and say that Jeff has his ultimate, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. And we're probably going to get flanked a lot in this game. So let me just set up properly here. I don't want to be on the ground too long. But stuff like Squirrel Girl here. I think she just did that to get her. Oh, she's looking at me directly. I got to get out. Let's heal our team up. Let's drop our... That way, at least if they're standing in it, they're getting healed. I got to remember the platforms change in this map too. So we got to be very aware of where we're standing and why we're standing, right? Let's put one up there just in case. Just give us some angles, and if we need to get out while our deception's back up. Yeah, I knew Jeff was going to do it. Let's see if we can get him before he murks our whole team. This is why I don't like Jeff. Jeff is way too strong, man. Jeff, oh, he did it. All right, Jeff. It's just me and Punisher now. Just going to try and heal him. Try and get some damage here. I see our teammate under that need the healing, but I'm actually more focused on Punisher here. I feel like someone's at the... Oh, there she is. Just gonna wait for our team to get back. I'm gonna deception out of here. Looks like a lot of damage is coming through. There we go. We have Thor. Let's drop our regeneration there. Start our healing up. I'm waiting for Jeff to come back so I can do a Jeff ult. With great power comes great responsibility. Also, Penny Parker's a great ultimate to take as well. You can really, the objective is pushing the enemy off of the objective. So she does a really good job of pushing the enemy off the objective. Loki is a 4-star difficulty for this exact reason. You can't be too loosey-goosey with the ultimate that you choose to do. You really have to be intentional with it. Also, knowing your enemy is huge as well. You got to know who your enemy is, right? Because you could pick up an ult, not know how it works, and then really be in a pickle, right? So it looks like they're getting close. I don't see any sign of Jeff. Maybe he swapped out Jeff. Wow. I'm gonna drop this because we need big healing right now. There's Mantis. There's Squirrel Girl. Oh, she's almost dead though. Okay, that's okay. Let's go Penny Parker. Drop our mines. 4-star ultimate as well. I'm gonna go back here. Backline, get Mantis out of here. Okay, I'm probably dead once this ultimate session's over. So I'm gonna try and just get out of here while I'm still Loki. Just disappear. Overtime, but we did pretty good. I mean, we got them off the objective. I'm gonna try and just heal Thor here. Keep the regeneration game going. Just gonna try and keep Thor alive as long as possible. Maybe he can get another ult. Doing pretty good. We just gotta get him off the objective here. Just heal Thor. Heal Thor. That's all I'm thinking right now. As much as I want to go up there in advance, just heal Thor. That's what we want to do here. Or heal Groot. Heal Groot. Let's drop no one down. Let's drop our regeneration domain. There we go. And that's how you do it. Perfect. Perfect. Well, that does it for my how to play Loki guide for Marvel Rivals. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see any other champs in this game, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to make that guide for you. Well, that does it for me, guys. I'm your boy Jadiro. Sign out for now. Peace.